In this phase, you need to create a cross at the bottom while preserving the complete color at the top and the two complete layers, of course. If you already have a cross, you can move on to the next phase. In this phase, you need to hold the cube upside down like this. Until now we had the white on the top, at the top. Now we're going to have this side, the yellow side, in front of us, so the cube has to be held upside down. This is, for those of you who don't know, the cross is what you see here. This is our goal. I created it in advance, so we have one center piece here and 4 edges of the same color. This is our goal in this phase. And in this phase, the corners are not important at all. They will be important in the next phases, but for now we only care about the cross. So if we get a cross and one corner, it's okay, or 2 corners, we don't care, as long as we have at least a cross. And in order to create the cross, we need to perform an algorithm, which I'll show you in a second. And we're going to perform this algorithm once, twice, or 3 times, but not more. That depends on the shape of the cube, on the status of the pieces. So let's see what it means. So here I created the worst case, where you only have the center here and you need to add the 4 edges. That means all the 4 edges are at the top layer here. One is here, one here, one here, and one here. So in this case, you'll have to perform the algorithm exactly 3 times. Let's do it. So front clockwise to the right, up clockwise to the left, right clockwise upward, up counterclockwise to the right, right hand side counterclockwise downward, and the front to the left counterclockwise. See that, first of all, we didn't ruin anything. Second, we've got this straight line. You may find in this case another corner here, or maybe 2, but you'll have at least 1 vertical line if you started with only the center. So this is the second worst case, where you have 2 edges already here and 2 here. So again, the rule is always to place one edge with a color of the cross right in front of you, and if you can, place another edge on your right hand side. So when we started with only one center and no edges, it doesn't matter where you do it, because you'll have one edge in front of you and one on the right, and the other 2 are here, but you don't care, so you have one here and one on the right. In this case, when you have a straight line, you always place the straight line like this, or in other words, place the edge, one edge with the color of the cross in front of you, and the other one has no other choice but to be at the rear side, at the back side. In this case, if you have this, where you cannot place one edge on the right and one in front of you, and you can only do it with one in front of you and one at the back, you need to perform this algorithm twice. So let's do it once, see what happens. Okay. Now again, we have the center and 2 edges here. And you might find it like this, or like this, it doesn't matter. You just need to place one edge in front of you and the other one to your right. In this case it's a blue one, so it's not going to place 2 yellow ones, one in front of us and one on the right hand side. This is what we want. Not like this, not like this, exactly like this. One yellow edge in front of you and one on the right hand side. If you have this, it doesn't matter what happens here. It doesn't matter how many corners you have here. You will always have two edges here and one center here, of course, but the corners are not important at all. So if you have one edge in front of you and one on the right hand side, you need to perform the algorithm once and you get a cross. Let's do it and I'll summarize it after that. So perform the algorithm again and we get a cross now. And we got a cross. You may find just a cross, you may have a cross in one corner, or just like this corner with two missing diagonal corners. It doesn't matter, as long as you have at least a cross. This is what we wanted. Now let's summarize it. So if you have only the center, again the corners are not important. If you have one center, that means all the edges are surrounding it. Then you can perform the algorithm from wherever you want, but you need to do it exactly 3 times and you get a cross. So let's do it once. After doing it once from this situation where you had only the center, you'll always get this straight line. You may have corners or not, but doesn't matter, you'll have a straight line. That means the 2 edges are here and here. So you place one of them in front of you. Always place one edge with the color of the cross in front of you and one on the right if possible. In this case it's not possible because the other one is right here. So if you find this case after creating 2 layers, you know that you have to perform the algorithm twice. So let's do it once. And then you get the best case that you can hope for after solving the 2 layers, aside from getting a cross, of course, is this. Again, you have 2 edges already here, so the others are here, here, and here. So you may find it like this, it doesn't matter, you just turn it until you have one edge with the color of the cross in front of you and one to your right, and perform the algorithm once and you get a cross. If you have this, one in front of you, one on your right, perform it once and you get a cross. And that's it. We got a cross. In this case we got more than a cross, but it doesn't matter for now. We'll talk about it in the next phase.